Hello, Dancing with the Stars fans. I'm Gold Derby senior editor Daniel Montgomery here with our contributors Jeffrey Kare and Cordell Martin. We are here to talk about Latin Night, which just aired 2 nights ago as we're recording this. We're recording this on Thursday night. And we are going to preview Motown Night, which is coming up next Tuesday. So, to get us started, let's talk about the first sort of surprising elimination of the season. Jamie Lynn Spears, not a huge shocker in the grand scheme of Dancing with the Stars, but her scores were decent, and she seemed like she would be probably safe for another week or two. But no, she was in the bottom two with Adrian Peterson, NFL player. What did you think about that, Cordell?
Yeah, going into this week, she definitely wasn't someone who I thought would have been eliminated this week, maybe possibly the bottom two. I felt that there was a few other contestants who have been at the bottom of the leaderboard who I thought would have made an appearance before her. In the grand scheme of things, I'm not surprised. Her dance unfortunately was forgettable. Through a night of a lot of great performances. And then also, I think just with her controversial background too, I think that kind of played a role in terms of her not having that fan support as if she would have done it, at her peak of her career when she was much younger.
What did you think, Jeffrey?
Well, yeah. I mean, but in a night where I thought almost everyone improved from the week before, well, I'd say she, improved a little bit, although not really enough to stand out from the crowd. I mean, again, their routines in the first 2 weeks were no, my guess a little decent, but yeah, again, nothing memorable. And I should add that Jamie Lynn Spears may have been my third casting suggestion on Gold Derby to have made it on Dancing with the Stars, following other former child stars such as Frankie Muniz and Kel Mitchell. Yet, they just can't all be winners. So, yeah, I'm not too surprised to see her go this early.
Your track record is pretty good, though. You've got two finalists in there.
Well, yeah, so I'll at least live on that.
What's interesting is that there's no judges saved this time where, the bottom two are announced and then the judges decide which one stays and which one goes. This would have been an interesting week because they scored, Jamie Lynn Spears and Adrian Peterson scored within 1 point of each other on the leaderboard. Who do you think, if the judges had to, could save someone, who do you think they would have saved, Cordell?
Oh, Jamie Lee Spears. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think so, probably. Just, definitely Carrie Ann because she gave her the six.
Yep.
The other two gave fives, but I don't know. Yeah, I feel like Adrian Peterson is definitely not going to be a footballer who sticks around for a long time, and I don't know if anybody really wants him to be. What did you think about him being in the bottom two instead of Mauricio Cordell?
I'm not surprised. Just like Jamie Lee, I think he's probably the most controversial contestant this season by far. And also just doesn't have the dance skill, the charisma like past NFL stars like Rashad and Emmett and Jerry Rice had in the past. So not surprised. Definitely could see him being eliminated, if not next week, within the next week or so.
What did you think about that, Jeffrey?
Well, I echo a lot of what Cordell just said, and yeah, and well, in Adrian Peterson's case, yeah, it did feel like Burt was once again upstaging him, and well, I mean, I certainly could have lived in a world where he and Maurizio were in the bottom two, but yeah, I mean, again, they're interchangeable to me.
Oh, and poor Mauricio, that was one of the most disastrous performances I've seen in a while on Dancing with the Stars. He just like it's one of those things where like he missed once and then it just cascaded like snowball rolling down a hill. He could never catch up again, and I think he dropped Emma at one point practically. Like she was going in for like a dip and he was supposed to catch her and she just ends up sitting down on the floor. Oh my goodness, that was painful. But you know, the fans came out for him this time. Do you think that was because of this performance that fans just sort of felt a lot of sympathy for him, or do you think that him being in the bottom two last week, whatever fans he has developed, like they were all like, I gotta vote for him next week? Which do you think it was, Cordell, or a little of both?
I think maybe a little bit of both. And then also yesterday was the release of the trailer for the upcoming Beverly Hills Housewives season. And so, of course, he was featured prominently with his wife, Kyle, and their whole marital issue. So, he had a couple, eyeballs and buzz about him the night of Dance with the Stars. So I think you mix that in with the sympathy as well. I think his fans are able to pull him through. Unfortunately, I don't think he's gonna make it too far. I think that was probably a fluke, and he might be toast next week.
Yeah, I think unless he scores like really high on the next leaderboard, I
Yeah.
feel like they saved him this week, and so now they're gonna feel comfortable, like his fans. So they're gonna, I think they're gonna forget him. What did you think about Mauricio's being saved, Jeffrey?
Oh, well, yeah, that did seem kind of weird because I had no idea what the hell to make of his and Emma's routine. But yeah, it do echo what Cordell said. And, yeah, it does seem like it might have been, because of he was in the bottom two last week, coupled with, I guess, fan support that probably kept him out of it this week. I mean, we'll see how much longer that those factors could possibly save him, but I don't see it happening for long.
And at the top of the leaderboard, we had Sochi Gomez and Jason Mraz. No surprise about Jason Mraz, but this week, the promise that Sochi showed in week one really just kind of exploded in week two. It's just like, okay, she's a contender to win. What did you think about those two leaderboard leading performances, Cordell?
Yeah, definitely not surprised. I think after 2 weeks in, I'm feeling confident that those are probably going to be the two that are either one of those two are going to be the Mirrorball Trophy winners. Like, I just can't see anyone else as it pertains to just that star quality, the charisma, the dance ability. They both do a really good job at just selling the dance and just getting you involved with their routine. So I think those are the two to be, in my opinion. And it could change next week, but I'm really starting to just center in on those two.
What did you think about them, Jeffrey?
Well, I think they both did excellent work, especially, with Jason because, he was the last to go on. So I'd say they probably saved the best for last. But yeah, Xochi is been doing terrific. Although, I mean, and yeah, I do agree that, yeah, I can see those two making all the way to the finals as well as contending for the win, even though I still wouldn't rule out Charity, who, working with a different partner this week since Artem tested positive for COVID, and her partner, Ezra, I thought, they still did such amazing work.
Yeah, that was a big challenge for Charity that I think she overcame. Although I do think her performance, as the judges were saying, was a little tight, a little. I thought the routine was a little safe for her and her level of dance ability. But having to learn to dance with a new partner all of a sudden, I sort of give her a little bit of the benefit of the doubt in terms of the choreography and the difficulty level. What did you think of her, Cordell?
Yeah, to your point, I felt that it was a little safe, especially just how well she did in week one. What I'm afraid for Charity is that I can see her as we get further into the competition, kind of falling through the cracks and being either a surprise elimination or in the bottom two. Just because she's missing something for me. And I think that's been my struggle with the past bachelorettes in the past is that they can dance well, but I just don't get that feeling from them when they do dance. So if she doesn't, up the personality and energy like the other contestants has been doing well, I can see her kind of falling through the cracks.
What do you think of her, Cordell, Jeffrey?
Well, okay. Well, I stand by what I said, and I thought she still did great. Although, I mean, while a lot of what Cordell just said sounds possible, although we'll have to wait and see how much, longer the Bachelor Nation fan base can be on her side.
We are going to discuss now the Motown Night, which is coming up next week. ABC just dropped the list of dances that the celebrities and their pro partners will be performing. And spoiler alert, it's a lot of foxtrot. We are
Oh,
getting some like wall to wall foxtrots on. Yeah, I didn't count them all. I think it might be half of the celebrities doing foxtrot. Get started. We've got Allison Hannigan and Sasha Farber. They will perform a foxtrot to Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. Mira Sorvino and Gleb Savchenko will perform a rumba to Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye. That's got some potential. I like a rumba from Mira Sorvino because I think she benefit from a slower dance. Sochi Gomez and Val Chmerkovsky will perform another foxtrot to My Guy by Mary Wells.
okay.
Ariana Maddox and Pasha Pashkov will perform a quick step to You Can't Hurry Love by the Supremes. Lele Pons and Brandon Armstrong will perform a cha-cha to Super Freak by Rick James. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. After that, you've got Charity Lawson, and it says Artem Chigvintsev. We'll see if he's recovered from COVID by next week. They will perform, that's another foxtrot, to My Girl by The Temptations. Jason Mraz and Daniela Karagach will perform a jive to Do You Love Me by The Contours. And Jason Mraz doing a jive sounds like could easily be the dance of the night.
Yeah.
Tyson Beckford and Jenna Johnson will perform another foxtrot to Master Blaster Jammin' by Stevie Wonder. Adrian Peterson and Britt Stewart will perform a quick step to I Want You Back by the Jackson 5. There is a potential bottom score there. He needs much more, I feel like, delicacy and rhythm and lightness on his feet for that. And I don't know. I feel like they might be setting him up to, maybe exit.
Yeah.
Then you've got Harry Jowsey and Riley Arnold, another foxtrot to Easy by the Commodores. Barry Williams and Peter Murgatroyd will perform a tango to Get Ready by the Temptations. I think, however good it is, I feel like Barry Williams will be safe. I feel like he's going to embody the character of that dance and crank it to 11. So I think he'll have fans on his side, like he did this week. And then Mauricio Umansky and Emma Slater will perform another foxtrot to Working My Way Back to You by the Spinners. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, it's half of them. Six out of the 12 celebrities doing foxtrots. I always wonder what the producers are thinking when they assign so many of the same dance in one particular week. Maybe they just thought it was a better fit for the kind of music Motown is known for, or they want to get a chance to like compare apples to apples and see how the celebrities are able to do on the same dance style and really be able to compare them. What do you think about the routines we've got coming up, Cordell?
Just looking at the list, I think a lot of those lower or mid-tier stars are going to see continued bump for most of them in their routines, because I feel like the foxtrot is a very simple, easy dance for most contestants to handle. I think Lele is going to do well with the cha-cha. I think she might have an opportunity to kind of solidify herself as a dark horse in the competition. I think Jason having a jive is definitely going to help him be separate from the group because it's going to be a fun electric dance versus all the foxtrots and rumbas and all of that. In terms of who I think will probably be in trouble, as we mentioned, probably Adrian. I think he's just not gonna be able to bounce back in terms of the scores, and maybe Mauricio too. I think he'll probably see an increase and bump in his scores from this last week, hopefully, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to keep him at the bottom too.
Yeah, I think Mauricio being one of the foxtrots is also a dangerous position to be in because he's probably not going to be the best, and he might not be the worst. So he's in that dangerous Jamie Lynn Spears territory of potentially being kind of somewhere okay in the middle, which is really dangerous territory. What do you think about these dances, Jeffrey?
Well, there's a lot of great songs selected, and I'm always interested in seeing what the production values are going to be like. And I think, well, I think the era of Motown should be an appropriate fit for Barry Williams, given that it was around the height of his popularity. And it'll be interesting to see how Allison Hannigan will do, given her big step up from this past week. Well, yeah, her and should also be interesting to see how Michael Strahan will fit in as a guest judge.
Oh yes, that's right. It will be interesting. I'm always have mixed feelings about guest judges because sometimes they make a point of wanting to be nice, so we get like certainly a more enthusiastic, less critical. They take time away from the other judges. Yeah, what do you think about that, Cordell?
Yeah, now that you mention that, Jeffrey, I could definitely see him probably throwing a bone to someone like Adrian, just because they are, professional football players. So he might give Adrian like a 7. Don't think it really help him, but he'll probably look out for him. Yeah, with the guest judges, half the time they're just enjoying the moment, so they just get crazy with the high scores, knowing good and god dang well a lot of these stars don't deserve the scores they give them. So we're definitely going to see a lot of lopsided scores next week.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask, now that we've seen 2 weeks of these dances, who are we predicting to win the competition? Cordell, you've already mentioned Sochi or Jason Mraz. Jeffrey, who do you think?
Well, I'm still settled on Charity Lawson with Jason Mraz in second, although I do have Zakchi in third, and well, if she continues killing it within the next few weeks, I can see myself raising her up a little higher.
Yeah, and she's with Val, and Val knows how to make a teenage Mirrorball champion. So he did it with Laurie Hernandez, and he could do it again with Sochi. I'm currently still on Jason Mraz. I think he's just been my favorite for this. As soon as he danced that first dance, I'm just like him, absolutely. I was just such a big fan of his work these past 2 weeks. So I've got him to win. Still kind of a hope diction because I'm currently kind of rooting for him. Also kind of hoping that Allison Hannigan keeps improving. I'd love to see her go far in the competition, even though I don't necessarily see her going to like the end stages of the competition. So that will be interesting to see how far that goes. With that, I want to thank you, Cordell, and thank you, Jeffrey, for joining me again to discuss Dancing with the Stars. And thank you to everyone for watching or listening to us. It's been a pleasure, and we will see you next week.